What is up, everyone? This is Josh Rubin from East West Healing, Healing Simplified podcast on YouTube. And today I want to talk to you about how you can actually sleep better with no supplements. Because I'm here to tell you that the magnesium glycinate, the calm teas, the GABA, the melatonin, all these supplements that people are taking to sleep better, the bedtime snacks, you don't need any of them. But before we jump in, as always, please like this video. Please share this video. Please subscribe to our channel because any support helps. Let's jump in. Now, I'm here to say, right, that the number one symptom, or I should not even say symptom, but symptom that we see people alleviate in the shortest amount of time with our work in the Nourish Nervous System program is sleep. It doesn't matter if someone says, I've had insomnia for decades, I can't sleep through the night, I can fall asleep, I can't stay asleep. It does not matter. It's the one thing that we get the best results on in the shortest amount of time without focusing on your bedtime routine. And here's why. Because what most people do is they say, instead of actually fixing the things that are causing me not to sleep, I'm going to take something to sleep better. Or I'm going to eat a nighttime snack because if I do that, I actually sleep better. And a lot of this is information because remember, any sleep issue is a circadian biology issue, and it's that simple. So let's talk about how this functions and what you can do to actually support yourself and get results easily within less than 3 months period of time. Now, of course, there's a lot more personalization that goes into this. There's a lot more than just what I'm going to share here for some people, and that's why we have our Nourish Nervous System program, 90-day program, is to give people that personalization, to give people exactly what they need to find out what their healing puzzle pieces are, but also to fine-tune some of the things I'm going to give you so it's more personalized to them. Because this is not a cookie-cutter protocol, and how it's laid out, the pace that it's laid out, right, is going to be different for every person. But when we understand our biology, we understand that, yes, a lot of people say, well, I need melatonin to sleep. Because melatonin, according to everyone, is a sleep hormone. And it's really not. It's a circadian signaling hormone. It's an antioxidant. About 5% of the melatonin in our body comes from the pineal gland, which is the one everyone knows about. The other 95%, which we'll do a video on some point, is actually intracellular. It's a huge antioxidant, and it's stimulated by infrared light, which is through stepping outside, which supports our body in so many different ways. But melatonin regulates autophagy, which is repair and regeneration at night. Does it happen when we're fasting at night? 100%. But do we need to do intermittent fasting to support autophagy? No. You just need to live in a way to support melatonin. So how do we do this? Well, in a perfect world, which I know it doesn't exist, but we wake up, we see the sunlight, which supports that dimming of cortisol in the morning, supports that intracellular melatonin, and it works synergistically with melatonin at night, right? So we're seeing sunlight, right? Because light is information. It tells our body the time of day. It turns on specific clocks, different systems, and so forth, right? So if we see sunlight, sunrise, the first thing, that is super important to really support how you sleep at night, because the decision you make in the morning and what you do in the morning to research yourself is the most important decision you can make every single day and is going to dictate how you sleep at night. I'm not saying it's the only thing, right? So we see sunlight first thing. We don't shoot ourselves out of bed. We resource ourselves. Maybe we read prayer. Maybe we color. Maybe we stretch. Maybe we sit in silence for 5 minutes or 20 minutes. Whatever it is that anchors you, reorients you, brings you back into your body before you start going into this go, 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 do mentality of our culture, right? So we see sunlight. And then we, of course, we resource or whatever first, and then we eat a meal, right? Which technically we don't want to eat before sunrise because food is information as well. And leptin needs to dock in the morning and come down so cortisol can dim up to stimulate your appetite. So if you eat before sunrise, you're telling your body that the sun has already risen. Cortisol is not really up yet, but when you eat, you stimulate that, I should say, not shooting up, but it's going to drive up too high because cortisol will go up, insulin will go up. And of course, you're telling your body that the sun has come up and it hasn't, right? So this can easily work against you, probably more so at night. Same thing with working out in the morning. We don't want to do that fasted or before sunrise. This is called your feeding window. Same thing, we want to get outside at UVA. You can download the app My Circadian app. use code REALFG to get a free trial. But UVA is an important time for many reasons, but focused on sleep is those UV photons activate through the eyes aromatic amino acids in the skin, one of them being tryptophan, which converts to serotonin at this time. This is really important. We're talking about mood. Well, we're talking about gut motility because serotonin, the enterochromaffin cells in the gut use serotonin, which stimulates gut motility, but that serotonin is docked to be converted to melatonin later at night. So that morning sun and morning routine and what you eat and when you eat is so important to support your sleep. Now we're talking specifically about sleep. So going back to that food, I recommend people eating a more protein and fat dominant meal than carbs. Doesn't mean you can't have carbs. There's some people that we really pull the carbs way down in the morning so we can get them to sleep better to regulate their biology, because those carbs will spike that cortisol insulin and their body is already in a kind of unstable state, so that can work against them. Maybe some eggs and beef and veggies, right? I know veggies are carbs, but I don't mean like fruits and roots and things like that, or rice, oatmeal, cereals. And then at night, what happens is as the sun sets, the rains get kind of passed off from the pituitary daytime programs to the pineal gland, because darkness stimulates melatonin. And the melatonin itself needs about 2 to 3 hours of darkness to come out to truly play. So we hand the reins over to the pineal gland, and over time, because we've done this morning routine, and of course, there's a lot more during the day in the sense of how we live, but this alone for a lot of people does so much. I mean, we have people that do our work within the nervous nervous system program. They don't even get to the food part. They're just focusing on their habits, their morning routine, their light environment. And within, 4 to 8 weeks, they're sleeping better. This nighttime is key. So when nighttime hits, we're not seeing blue light. We're not on our phone. We're not on our TV. The lights aren't on. I'll talk about this because I know that sounds crazy. We're not eating after sunset because, again, more darkness means less digestive activity. We want to support that. Why? Because melatonin that's released at night works with leptin to regulate the body's energy status, fat loss. I mean, the list goes on. But guess what repairs at night? The digestive system, the gut lining repairs at night. Guess what else does? The immune system, the thyroid, and so forth. And melatonin is the kicker this. So if we're turning on our lights and we're eating, what are we telling our body in a sense? That it's midday. So we don't repair. Hence, we need supplements to sleep, and we're sleeping, but we're not recharging. So we're waking up very unrefreshed and in debt every day. And every day we do this, we create more debt and more debt and more debt. What do most people do? They wake up on their phone, on their TV, computer, lights are on, they eat a very carb dominant meal, or they don't eat. Remember, food is information. The first time they ever go outside is to go to work. They usually wear sunglasses. They ride to work with sunglasses on, with the windows up. They get to work, they go inside, take the sunglasses off, stress all day. Yes, they eat clean. They leave work, sunglasses are on. They go to the gym, the sunglasses are on, they come home and they eat and watch TV. We're not getting outside. We're UV deficient. The problem is melatonin is a circadian signaling hormone. The only way it's going to be released is with that light and darkness balance with our body, because that's what drives our biology. And the problem with that is it will create sleep issues. And it does, because every single person we work with, doesn't matter if they have histamine issues, gut issues, hormone issues, everyone has problems sleeping. And when you sleep, you repair. And you should wake up hungry. You should wake up and need to go to the bathroom. And you should wake up feeling refreshed. And if you're not and you're sleeping, it's because you're not going into autophagy at night. You're not repairing and you're not regenerating. Why? Because of all those things I said. We're working out in the morning. We're not eating in the morning. We're not getting sunlight in the morning. We wake up, we shoot ourselves out of a cannon, right? During the day, a lot of things happen, but at night, we're watching TV. The lights are on. Right? Our eyes are exposed to blue light, and then we're not even getting outside during the day or getting outside at sunset. And then we go to sleep and we read our Kindle, watch our phone, and we wonder why we can't sleep. Well, that blue light through the neuropsin and melanopsin receptors, through the retinal hypothalamic tract, will pump cortisol up because it pushes you sympathetic. In the absence of food, right? So you're going to get that cortisol response. So it's a huge stress to the system. We do it day in and day out. We're going to end up with sleep problems. So what do? How do we get success with so many people? Well, number one, you work with your light environment. In the morning, wake up, resource yourself. Do something that anchors you before you go into your day. Whether it's for a minute or 20 minutes, does not matter. It could be a small walk outside, could be reading the Bible. I sit in silence for 20, 30 minutes before my son gets up because I need that to just anchor. So when I go up to him, I can be present. I'm in a different state. I'm in my body. And I can be with him no matter what, right? If he gets frustrated, he doesn't want to get dressed, I can be with him versus I get frustrated because I haven't taken the time for myself. 2, season's going to matter, but some of us can wake up and step outside because the sun is up and you don't have to wear blue blockers. For other people, like especially in the winter, we wake up. I don't wear blue blockers because the lights aren't on that early, but sometimes when I get my son up, we'll have to turn on a light sometimes, but springtime right now, we're not having to turn on lights, so I don't wear blue blockers. We actually, in the winter, light candles down here. It's really nice. And the amount of kelvins doesn't stimulate their cortisol. But that's a perfect environment. If you don't have that, you can wear orange blue blockers. This is through Viva Rays. And I'll put the code and the link if you're interested in them below. But you can wear blue blockers in the morning to protect yourself from blue light, orange ones. You can light candles instead of turning on lights. You can use incandescent light bulbs. But the key is to always make sure that you're getting out at sunrise. You can protect yourself, but if you're not getting on the light, it's not going to matter. That's going to start resyncing your biology and resyncing that cortisol melatonin relationship. 2, taking time at work to get out at UVA. Download that app. That UVA is so important. Doesn't matter if it's for a minute, 5 minutes, whatever you can do. Step outside. If you're driving to work, drive with the windows down. UVA is typically 1 to 2 hours post sunrise, but you want to download that app to see what time it is in your area because it's going to be different. 3, sunset. Stepping out outside at sunset to tell the body pituitary pineal and support that melatonin. And then this is the time where most people are going to wear orange blue blockers. Maybe if you watch TV, shut the lights off, wear these. Don't use your phone in bed. Don't watch TV in bed. Do everything prior, right? But now you're getting outside. Now you're protecting yourself, right? And you're creating a shift in your biology to support yourself back to regulation. The 4th thing is work on that feeding window. Don't eat before sunrise and don't work out before sunrise. Don't eat after sunset and don't work out after sunset or even close to sunset. These things alone, again, there's more, but these things alone are the 4 things that I've seen. When people are consistent, make small changes, you don't have to do everything at once, consistently over time, again, get the most result in the shortest amount of time. There's someone in our nervous nervous system program right now, her name is Laura, and she came in with decades of insomnia, and everyone comes in very skeptical. And you know what it feels like not to sleep. It doesn't feel good. Lesson 1 is all about circadian biology. It's all about shifting perspective. It's all about creating new habits and behaviors. Cues of safety, reorienting. Lesson 2, we go into more our way of doing nutrition. She didn't even go into lesson 2, right? 8 weeks later, sleeping like a baby after decades of insomnia. This works. Why? Because when you give your body what it needs, nature will do the rest. I'm out.